Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monroe-Woodbury Middle School virtual orientation. I'm Mr. Masano, building principal of Monroe-Woodbury Middle School, and we are here as a leadership team to present to you an overview of what life is like at our middle school. We're going to start off with some introductions. Like I said, I'm the building principal, and I'm joined here with Miss Amanda Collins, assistant principal, Mrs. Gina Dudgeon, also an assistant principal, and last but not least, Mr. Kevin Sullivan, assistant principal. I'd like to take a second to talk about our mission, and here as a faculty and a school community, our vision for Monroe-Woodbury Middle School is that we are preparing students to become responsible global citizens. We're preparing them to have a positive impact on our community, state, region, and country, and the entire world, because that we are more interconnected than we've ever been. Our goals for this year coming up is also aligned with the district mission of success for all students in a safe learning environment. And we understand and recognize that success can look different for different students. However, we're going to push each student to their full potential. And we want to inspire a passion for learning, which means we want people to be excited about being students, about learning, about doing research and getting involved in their classes. That's what we really hope to instill on our students. What's different about middle school? Well, if you're an elementary student moving up to 6th grade and joining us in the middle school, or if you're just a new student to the district, our middle school is a large one, but we do a lot to make sure it feels small and students feel supported. But if you're coming up from an elementary, I just want to note some big differences. You're going to have different teachers and different classes. For each class, you're going to have likely a different teacher who will teach you math or teach you science versus having one teacher all day long. To move back and forth to those different classes on your schedule, you will hear bells that end classes and begin classes. You will have some passing time to get from class to class. That will take you about 3 minutes. You are going to receive numeric grades, and those are going to be based on the average of different assessments that your teachers assign you. There is going to be more responsibility. As a middle school student, you are going to be responsible for more. You're going to be expected to do a bit more on your own. However, you're going to be doing that with the support of an amazing faculty and staff. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Collins, who's going to introduce you to our support staff at the middle school.
Here at the middle school, we have a large guidance department to support all of our students in the building. Ms. Hassler is our guidance chairperson for the middle school and handles students from each different house. And then each of our houses has a different guidance counselor. Starting off in our yellow house, we have Ms. Pelson. Any student in grades 6, 7, and 8 in Yellow House can feel free to contact Ms. Pelson for any needs that you may have, along with our other guidance counselors. Next up, in the Blue House is Ms. Hawkshurst. In Green House, we have Mr. DiGiovanni. In Red House, we have Ms. Siegel. And finally, we have Mrs. Kick, who also handles students from all the different houses. Next up will be Ms. Dudgeon, to describe the typical school day at the middle school.
Thank you, Mrs. Collins. So 6th graders, you're going to be new to our building this year, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the typical 6th grade day here at the middle school. Each day begins at the middle school with an advisory. It's a 15-minute period where you will be with classmates in the same grade as you and an advisor who will help you to navigate your time here at the middle school this year. It's a great time of the day to get prepared and make sure that you're ready to go when you start your 9-period day. During the day here, you will have an ELA class, a social studies class, a science class, and a math class. Depending on which day of the week it is, you might have physical education or seminar if you're in 6th grade. You'll have an art class, a health class, a library, a music class, and that's defined by which quarter we're in. So you'll have one of those each quarter that you're here. You might have a flex, which is very similar to a study hall. And you will also see on your schedule either STEAM or Writer's Workshop. Those classes run half of the year, and each 6th grade class takes it. Some of the other classes you might be involved with are chorus, band, orchestra, expand, AIS, reading or math, and of course, everybody's favorite, lunch. The lunch schedule here at the middle school is probably one of the best times of the day for our students because they get to socialize with each other, socially distanced, of course, but they also get to catch up for the day with their friends and take some time to rest. This year, period 4 will be Yellow House lunch, period 5 will be Blue House lunch, period 6 will be Greenhouse, and period 7 will be Red House lunch this year. We are looking forward to having you join us on September 1st, and we just can't wait for those buses to roll in. When you come to the school and you start to exit your bus, remember to listen for your bus slot number. This is important because some days buses change, but slots never change. Students, you'll then proceed to your house entrance, and these will be labeled. If you're a 7th or 8th grader and you were here last year in the building, they will remain the same. If you're a 6th grader, please don't worry. There'll be plenty of people helping you get into the building. When you arrive and come into the building, the first thing you should do is proceed to your advisory. Advisory will be extended on the first day of school, and you will be receiving a student planner, and you'll be able to speak with your advisor about your class schedule. You might have some questions, but please don't worry. We'll help you get everywhere you need to go. When advisory ends, you're going to head to your first period, go throughout your day, and then at 3 p.m., there will be a dismissal bell. You'll proceed back out to the parking lot and go back to the same bus slot you came in the morning. I know you're going to have a great first day here at school. Oh, Ms. Collins, would you help us out with information about the parent portal?
I'd love to, Ms. Dudgeon. Parent Portal is your source for all information about grades and attendance. You can also sign up in Parent Portal to receive automated email notifications on a weekly, daily, or monthly basis. Parent Portal is open now for students and parents to view students' grades and schedules. Attendance is also viewable in Parent Portal. Here are a few important notes about attendance. If your child is going to be absent from school, please email MSAttend and include your child's name and the reason for the absence. If you do not send an email for your child's absence, you can also send a written note into school when your child returns. We must have an excuse for each day a student is absent. If a child comes to school late, please send them in with a written note to explain the reason for the lateness on that particular day. Students will sign in first with the attendance office window and receive a pass to class at that point in time. If a student needs to be dismissed early from school, please send a note in with that student stating the time of the dismissal and the reason for the dismissal. Students will not be released after 2:50 p.m. in the afternoon because our day ends at 3. Also, please do not email attendance after 8 a.m. for a same-day early dismissal. We cannot disrupt classes to call students down for passes at that time. And also, there will be no bus passes for the 21-22 school year. We are unable to issue bus passes for this school year. Here's some important academic information. This is true for all grades 6 through 8. The GPA is calculated from all courses that receive numerical grades. Pass-fail courses are not included in a student's GPA. GPA is used to determine if a student is on the honor roll. A high honor roll is a GPA of 89.5 and above. The regular honor roll is a GPA of 84.5 to 89.4. Accelerated courses, these are our advanced courses. For math, they begin in grade 7. For science, it begins in grade 8. And for the National Junior Honor Society, students are invited to apply during the 3rd quarter of 7th grade, and criteria for the NJHS will be shared with parents and students directly as the time approaches for applications. Next up, we have Mr. Sullivan with some information about our health office.
Thank you, Mrs. Collins. Welcome, Crusaders. I hope you all had a wonderful summer. Some quick and important topics on the health office. First and foremost, all students are required to have a Tdap immunization on or before their 11th birthday. Once that's completed, please provide those immunization records to the health office. If for some reason your student needs to take a medication throughout the day, please provide that medication to the nurse's office. Students will only be allowed to carry their inhalers or EpiPens. There are no exceptions. In addition, if something takes place where your student is unable to participate in phys ed, please provide the doctor's note to the health office so they can be issued a pass. And make sure that you have an emergency contact on record with our student management system in case your child needs to go home at some point during the day and you are unable to pick them up. Finally, and one of the most important pieces is please make sure that if your child is feeling sick or shows any signs of illness, please keep them home. Lockers and backpacks. This year, we will not be using lockers to limit students from congregating in the hallway. Although supplies will be limited or minimal, students may carry backpacks throughout the school day if they choose to do so. Middle school is an exciting time for our students, and we have a number of offerings for them to get involved in. So, as you can see on this slide, there's a list of a number of options. Please check the website. There are in addition to what we have listed, many more options, but please make sure that your student gets involved so they feel as if they are an extreme part of our building. And if they have any questions, please ask them to stop in and see me. Finally, some helpful tips for this year. Please make sure you remember your school bus slot number. That slot number will not change. The individual bus number may change throughout the year, but the slot number will not change. Be sure to bring your Chromebook charged to school each day. Make sure you turn it on prior to school if any updates need to take place, that you can have that occur prior to the school day. Stay organized. Make sure you use your planner to keep track of your due dates, to get those assignments in on time, and be sure to use your school counselors, as they are a great resource for you, and there's someone for you to go to throughout the day. Parents, please be sure to check the daily announcements under the Monroe Middle School homepage, and be sure to join the PTA and SEPTA. It's a great way to be a part of our school community. See you soon. Sending it back to Mr. Massano for important dates.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sullivan. And I neglected to mention the roles of the assistant principals when I introduced them. So I just want to make it clear here for everybody who's watching the orientation video. Mr. Sullivan is the 6th grade assistant principal. So all the 6th graders watching and parents know that here's your point of contact for 6th grade matters. And Mrs. Collins is the 7th grade assistant principal for all your 7th grade needs. And Mrs. Dudgeon is our 8th grade assistant principal. So if you have any questions or concerns about that, make sure that your first point of contact is your grade level assistant principal, as well as your house assigned guidance counselor. And we have school psychologists assigned by grade level as well. There's a great support team here. Please take advantage of it. You can see all the important dates here. I won't read them for you. The most important one is September 1st, which is the first day of school. Students will start arriving at 7:45 a.m. on the first day of school. And we look we are looking forward to the start of the school year at 8:15 with the beginning of advisory. So folks, in our email that this presentation was sent out in, you'll have all our contact information and all the important information that you need to know for the start of the school year. We are so excited to welcome you all back. Thank you for joining us and watching this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out. Thank you and take care.